what are the functions of money. Keep in mind that there are three primary functions of money in an economy. Number one, money is a medium of exchange. Number second, money is a unit of account. Number third, money as a store of value. Let me define each function of money one by one. Number one, medium of exchange. Medium of exchange is the first and most important function of money. In almost all market transactions in our economy, money in the form of currency or checks is a medium of exchange. For example, you are visiting a market and you are interested to buy something for yourself. Suppose you want to buy ice cream. What you will do? You will pay the required price in the form of money. Can say that in almost all market transactions in an economy, money in the form of currency or checks is a medium of exchange. It is used to pay for goods and services. If you are hiring a service of someone, you will pay. So the use of money as a medium of exchange promotes economic efficiency. It promotes economic efficiency by minimizing the time spent in exchanging goods and services. Now the question is that how we can promote economic efficiency with the help of money. As you know that there was a primitive system of exchange which was known as barter system. Actually in the barter system there was no use of money. In the barter system, goods and services are exchanged directly for other goods and services. The question is that how the use of money promotes economic efficiency. Let me give you an example. Suppose there is a professor of economics, Ellen, and Professor Ellen is entrusted to deliver brilliant economic lectures to students. Now suppose in a barter system, when there was no use of money, if Professor Ellen wants to eat, she must find a farmer who not only products the food she likes, but also wants to learn economics. So in the barter system, how exchange of goods and services possible? And in the result, the farmer will provide food to Professor Ellen. So Professor Ellen will teach economics and the farmer will provide uh, food. But you know that this search is very difficult and time consuming. And Professor Ellen might spend more time looking for such an economics hungry farmer than she will teaching. But you know, sometimes there is a problem of double coincidence. For example, okay, Professor Ellen is entrusted to teach economics and he needs food. But maybe a farmer doesn't need to learn economics. If he is not interested to learn economics, then how this exchange of goods and services is possible? Because Professor Ellen is ready to provide his teaching services, but the particular farmer is not ready to learn economics. He is ready to provide food, but how he will provide food? So this is known as double coincidence. One is demanding one thing and the second one is demanding other thing. One is ready to teach economics, but the farmer is not ready to learn economics because Professor Ellen is teaching economics in order to get food, and the farmer is ready to provide food, but he is not interested to learn economics. This is known as double coincidence. So it means that in the barter system, double coincidence of wants was the major issue between two people. are among different people. So when the money evolved or with the use of money, so the money can eliminate the trouble of finding a double coincidence of needs. More importantly, the time spent trying to exchange goods or services is called a transaction cost because you are spending your time to exchange goods or services. This is known as transaction cost. So in a barter system, transaction costs are high. Why? Because people have to satisfy a double coincidence of wants. They have to find someone who has a good or services they want and who also wants the good or service they have to offer. It means that in a barter system there is a transaction cost because you will spend your time in order to exchange goods and services. So with the use of money reduces transaction cost. Now suppose if we introduce money into the system or if we introduce money into Professor Ellen world, so Professor Ellen can teach anyone who is willing to pay money to hear her lectures because in a barter system when there was no use of money there was actually the problem of double coincidence of needs or double coincidence of wants. But now if we have the use of money in the economy, if we can easily use money in the market to exchange goods and services, so Professor Ellen can teach economic lectures to anyone who is interested to learn economics. And in the result, the concerned student will give him money for learning economics. It means that Professor Ellen doesn't need to find a farmer who have foods and who is interested to learn economics. No, because Professor Ellen will teach economics and the particular students will give him money. That's why we can say that with the evolution of money, it eliminates the trouble of finding a double coincidence of needs. Similarly, money has reduces the transaction cost and it has promoted specialization. So actually the need for money is so strong that almost every society beyond the most primitive invests it. For a commodity to function effectively as money, it has to meet several criteria. There are several criteria for a commodity to meet as money. For example, number one, it must be easily standardized, making it simple to ascertain its value. Number second, it must be widely accepted. It means that money as anything that is widely accepted by the general public. Number third, it must be divisible. Number four, it must be easy to carry. And finally, it must not deteriorate quickly. The second role of money is to provide a unit of account. It means that it is used to measure value in the economy. We measure the value of goods and services in terms of money, just as we measure weight in terms of pounds or distance in terms of mile. Similarly, we can measure the value of goods and services in terms of money. So actually, it is used to measure value of goods and services in the economy and it reduces the transaction cost as well. This function of money is very important. How? Let me give you a very simple example. Then you would be able to understand. For example, we have a barter economy or we have a barter exchange system. And you know that in a barter exchange system, money doesn't perform this function. If the economy has only three goods, for example, peaches, economic lectures, and movies, then we need to know only three prices to tell us how to exchange one for another. For example, the price of peaches in terms of economic lectures, the price of peaches in terms of movies, and the price of economic lectures in terms of movies. If suppose we have 10 goods in the economy, then we need to know 45 prices in order to exchange one good for another. And suppose that we have 1000 goods. How much price do we need? 4,99,500. We need this much prices in the economy to exchange one good for another. The question is, how do we know about these prices? There is a very simple formula you can use. N multiply n minus 1 divided by 2. Suppose if we have 10 goods, so n is equal to 10. So how you can measure this formula? How you can calculate? 10 multiply mean in the bracket 10 minus 1, because the formula is n multiply n minus 1 divided by 2. So n is 10 because we have 10 goods or 10 commodities. So 10 multiply in the bracket 10 minus 1 divided by 2. So 10 minus 1 9, 9 multiply 10, 90, 90 divided by 2, 45. It means 45 prices. If you have 10 goods, you would have 45 prices to exchange these goods. If you have 100 goods, you would need to know 45 prices. So with the use of this formula, you can easily calculate that how much prices one would need. The third important function of money is known as store of value. Actually, money also functions as a store of value. It is a repository of purchasing power over time. A store of value is used to save purchasing power from the time income is received until the time it is spent. This function of money is useful because most of us don't need to spend our income immediately after receiving it. Suppose you are receiving a salary from a company or from any organization, you are not interested to spend the whole amount immediately in the market. You want to store your money. You want to keep save your money for future uses. So money also performs this function. But money is not unique as a store of value. Whether money, stocks, bonds, land, houses, art, jewelry can be used to store wealth. Many such assets have advantages over money as a store of value. They often pay the owner a higher interest rate than money, experience price appreciations, and deliver services such as providing a roof over one head. If these assets are a more desirable store of value than money, why do people hold money at all? Then why people are keeping money with themselves? The answer is liquidity. Actually, liquidity means the relative ease and speed with which one asset can be converted. One asset can be converted into a medium of exchange. As you know that liquidity is highly desirable. Money is the most liquid asset of all. because it is the medium of exchange. So money is the most liquid form. Money is the most liquid asset of thing else in order to make purchases. Other assets involve transaction cost when they are converted into money. For example, uh, when you sell your house, suppose you have a house, you have a residence, and you are interested to sell your building, you are interested to sell your home, your house. So you have to pay a brokerage commission, for example, maybe 5%, 7%, or 3%. And if you need cash immediately to pay more pressing bills, you might have to settle for a lower price in order to sell the house quickly. Because money is the most liquid asset, people are willing to hold it even if it is not the most attractive store of value. And you know that when there is an inflation in the economy, you will lose the value of money because the prices are rising over time. It means your currency is depreciating. Your currency is depreciated. It means that the purchasing power of your money is decreasing. So if there is an inflation or if there is a high hyperinflation, you will lose the value of your currency.